Hi there, Leo. Thank you for joining me for your weekly forecast for week commencing the 29th of February. This week begins with the sun still in the part of your horoscope to do with ends and beginnings, and also the more psychological side of life. The plot is thickened by the role of Neptune, which is embracing the sun for the first half of the week. If you are continuing to discuss anything of a financial nature, you have to have total clarity and confidence, especially in the partners that you may be linking to or the institution that you're trying to get support from. Facts and figures can get blurred and skewed by this particular combination. Fortunately, Venus, in a delicious part of your horoscope, is giving you that extra little amount of diplomacy to add to your natural charisma. So if you do need to negotiate with people, you can do so with a great deal of graciousness. Mercury's in this location too for much of the week, helping you to be a bit more detached, understand facts and figures, and perhaps in some ways fight back against the more nebulous energy that Neptune and the Sun are creating. But if there is someone you're really drawn to from a romantic viewpoint and you can't really quite figure out what they're about, keep your options a little bit open until you're really sure where you stand. It's not that they may deliberately be misleading you, but there is the potential for misunderstandings at the very least with that particular influence. But Venus is dissecting a very helpful angle that's continuing to build in influence between Uranus and Saturn. And this suggests that if you're open-minded about the type of people you can connect with, all sorts of possibilities can start to emerge. And in fact, the Sun's combination with Neptune can be a positive thing in the sense that it could bring to the fore ideas that perhaps are a little more unusual, but the way you process these, work out whether they're right for you or not, you do need to be utterly grounded. And I think Mercury will help you particularly in that regard this week. I think the most exciting part of Venus's angle to Uranus, however, is that it can shake things up in terms of your attitude to relationships. So if you are in a close tie which has become rather sort of warm, a little bit like a lovely pair of comfortable slippers, and it's in a pattern and it's not really reinventing itself very much, this aspect is pushing you to take the lead, not to just sit back with what you know and try to reinvent that spark you first had when you first met. As this week draws to a close, Mercury relocates into Pisces, and this is going to help you to get beneath the surface of things. But crucially, the most important change is the arrival of Mars in the sign of Sagittarius on Sunday. This is going to give you enormous support over 5 of the next 7 months. Mars in this area will give you more vitality, more passion, more enthusiasm, but also help you to fight off some of the more limiting energies of Saturn that's been in this area for some while. It's been a real pleasure being with you, Leo. Thank you for joining me. Good luck and goodbye for now.